You truly do not understand. May symbolizes hope for the Nigerian women. What we saw happen to May has never happened before, at least not on such a public scale. Hold on, let me explain. We know that when divorce happens in Nigeria or when a man brings in his smally, the wife almost gets the short end of the stick. They chase her out of the house, she loses everything, she comes out crying. It's a normal thing that's been happening from time immemorial, back to back, as though it's a norm. In fact, men has, taken it as a norm. This is true in the majority of cases, but even so more when the husband has the power, influence, name or money, and the woman has nothing. In the case of Yul Edochie, he thought that he had the power, he had the name, he had the influence. He looked at his followers now. Queen May no get anything. What did she get? In fact, her Instagram account, most of her pictures here was all about Yul Edochie, his movies, whatever he's doing, not even herself. In fact, she was projecting Yul Edochie. And that was why I was disappointed at Joyce Kalu when she said that, oh, there cannot be two captains in the ship. You didn't remember the time that Queen May was using her platform to promote Yul Edochie, despite the fact that he was still cheating on her. Yes, he was cheating on her, yet she was promoting everything about him. He felt that he has arrived. What we saw happen with Emeka Ike's wife, and Emeka Ike is not even wealthy. We all saw what happened with Regina, and she's a superstar. So anyone that predicted that what will happen to Queen May, not just because Yo was popular, but because nobody sabi me. At least, yes, Yo was an A-list. I wouldn't even call him an A-list actor then. I would still call him probably a C-list actor and influencer in his prime when it happened to him. He was the face of national brand. Yes, I accept that. He had a platform. May was just a supermarket owner who often, not occasionally, posted her husband on Instagram. She didn't have any social media clout. Yes, she was not in the public eye. Her popularity and importance were based on her marriage to Yul Edochie. Exactly. So this was supposed to cripple her entirely because people be no sabi or rate am like that. She was like any other actor's wife, not on the limelight. Like Ramsey Noah. We know he's married, but is his wife popular? Exactly. The answer is no. Heck, even Yul Edochie no rate am too because he didn't even bother to tell her. She learned it from social media on the same day as many of us did. And I can bet you that some of us even saw the post before she did. I'm sure she was still, staying at home, doing, preparing to go to work when the calls came in and asked her, have you checked the internet yet? Do you know what is happening? Did you see what Yul Edochie, your husband, did? To be honest with you, Yul Edochie did not read Queen May because even later, if I don't sit down tell him everything, it was just Lover who broke the news. I will never forget. Now, dear May read about her own husband, his new child, and his new marriage. He didn't rate her enough to tell her himself. That then the worst happened. With all those things going on, she lost her son. They saw when it rained, it flooded. They say when it rained, it floods. It flooded every time. Everything happened at the same time. Then the subtle cracks started, the jabs, the dances, the insults, the drags. But somehow, by God's grace, community, and shared grit, this woman made it through. She dusted herself up, she persevered and won. You have to understand that May's case is peculiar. What happened to her only happens in movies. In real life, women rarely survive what she went through. What happened to Epa's ex-wives? What happened to FFK's ex-wives? How many of them can boldly come out and stand the way Queen May is standing? We are used to stories of popular men leaving their not so popular wives and their wives fading into oblivion. The wives become unable to feed themselves. The wives comes online begging for help. The wife cry that they have been thrown out of the house or don't have access to their kids. Yes, we've seen a lot of cases like that. I could remember the FFK, and Precious case. Oh, that woman really suffered though. Hey, in May's case, the reverse happened. The blessings came rolling in. Go to the woman's page, the brands there carry 50. Mind you, she's not an actor. Okay, she has entered the acting, but she's not really that deep into acting. She's not just an actor. She's a singer. She's an entertainer, blogger, or she be everything. If she was still married to that man, she would probably be running her small supermarket because you and I know that Yul Edochie will not allow her to expand. That's his case. That's the problem I have with him. He doesn't like women to expand. He just likes all about himself. That is why I pity Judy Austin. Look at where Judy Austin is now. Movie where she be the art as she meets Yul Edochie. She no come the art am again. And then you ask the reason why she's no longer acting. It's not far-fetched now. The reason is actually there. Why will Yul Edochie allow her to act? You don't know the man and his modus operandi. He just doesn't want anybody. He just wants only himself. That is the kind of wicked man he is. He's not only a wicked man, he's a selfish man. Nobody thinks about himself. Oh, it should be me, there, not you. Yeah. I know Yul Edochie could have not allowed her to expand, just the same way Judy Austin told us that he asked her to stop acting. You can imagine that. But look at her today. Even in Yul's best era, he no fit even touch her least endorsement. Women see May as symbol of hope because deep down they know that no matter how perfect a wife they are, what happened to May could happen to them in a blink of an eye. Your husband can wake up tomorrow, impregnate or marry another woman, start embarrassing you publicly, then begin gallivanting with that woman. If that happens, you want to be able to feed your home. You want to be able to stand up straight. You don't want to have to go and beg that woman for a cup of garri to feed your children. Like I said, never in the history of Nigeria have we seen this happen on such a public scale. We have never seen relatively unknown women who were married to popular men leave those married and has become even more popular than their husband. We have never seen this happen. Not for movies. Now for movies, now we dey see all those things they happen. Yes. So what we are seeing here is first, it is hope, and Nigerian women are keen into that hope. She's a symbol of hope. She's a symbol of what is possible. They look at her and believe, if May can do it, I can do it. Yeah, if it can happen to me, it can happen to me, and I can do it. I pray that the hope remains unquenchable and let more women know that impossible is nothing. So whether you like it or not, whether you stand her or not, you have the respect that Queen May has. Yes, May is a queen. True and true, Odogu silencer. She's a very smart person. Only ask when necessary. And through the rightful channel, they're supposed more than status self. I'm telling you, Queen of Liberty. She's supposed to have a status because that woman is great. That woman has shown the world that women can be able to liberate themselves. Yes, nobody can stop you except you stop yourself. Queen May said, I'm not going to stop myself. I'm not going to beg them for a cup of food. I'm not going to beg them for my children's health. I'm not going to beg them for anything. I'm not going to beg them to belong. I'm going to work on myself. Yeah. She's a true queen, I stand, and that is why they are hailing her. She's indeed a woman king. Yes. What I still find funny are those people, especially women, insulting her, calling her all manners of names. Like the woman is the victim. Yeah, her husband and Judy did her a bad thing, and yet you call her Gbime. How would they call a woman who was married to one man for years and all her kids from him? Well, if they call her Gbime, why then would they call Judy Austin, who has been sleeping with different men? They are not calling Judy Austin saint. Now, wow. If the Odiego had kept his Ichi blocos in his trouser, they will be celebrating their 20th anniversary right now. Shebi, they'll be enjoying themselves. But no, he decided to make a fool of himself. Queen May is a woman king. That title befits her. She has taught women not to belittle themselves. She's a beacon of hope, and I respect her for that. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please kindly give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and also turn on your post notification so that whenever I upload any new video, you'll be among the first to watch it. Thank you very much for watching and do have a lovely day ahead. Bye bye.